All right, everyone. Here we are with ticker symbol JMIA, Jumia Technologies. And before I jump into the chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Hope you guys learned something new here and find it helpful and informative in Invest for Tomorrow, my channel. And for all my subscribers, I want to say thank you guys for always giving me feedback or even engaging in conversations with one another when others have questions. So anybody has questions or wants to piggyback off of what I state or share any other information or other ticker symbols or just news about the stock, you're more than welcome to comment down below. I highly encourage it. And don't forget, guys, to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. So let's jump into this chart. The first thing is, after a bullish run, it got bearish, it leveled out, and it recovered some of that downfall. And from that point forward, bears have dominated this, and here we are seeing the bulls reappearing. I had stated in a previous video, we're going to have to see the points that are happening here, right? These peaks. And if the peaks are happening lower every time, right, it just shows you that the bears are slightly gaining control. And the bulls are going to have to come in hefty from these points, right, and bring themselves back up. So I had drawn a line through these points and just showing how the peak has happened. But this point now is down here. So it basically has done this. Let me show you guys better like this. So yeah, it hit this peak, and then now from that peak there is now another low peak. So I had drawn out that if it fell right from this point and it fell, it would slightly recover, or it would fall and then there'd be a recovery. But that recovery will be significant, and that's what we're seeing down here, because that recovery needs to now bring itself up to bring momentum. And if it doesn't do that, we're going to start to see a continuing correlating effect of these peaks existing, but these peaks every time are at a newer low point. So that's something to bear in mind and pay close attention to on this stock, because now it's happened twice and now we're seeing a third time, and this third time was very, very close. There was no in-between space. It was pretty quick and after a steep fall. Now, we need to see if the bulls can build momentum from here or if the bears are going to gain control, because now the question is, will this stock, obviously you see our first peak here, second peak, third peak, will it come back up, right? Or will it continue this trend? And the next part is going to be something like that. And what I mean by that is that now there's another peak, but it's at a newer low point from this point to this point. And if we continue to see that, behind the scenes of it all, the bears are gaining control, because you're seeing that no matter what is going on to the stock is hitting peaks at some point throughout the trading days, but at lower points. This was the first peak, this is our second peak, and now we're hitting our third peak. And every time you look at the peaks are at newer lows. And that is something to keep in mind, pay close attention to, and be mindful of. Now, what I meant by behind the scenes, it's like yeah, we're seeing it go up and down and move and change in price, and it slightly goes up like how we could see it here. But this recovery here is so small compared to the significance of how much the bears took this down. And quickly after that peak, the bears reappeared. And same thing here. Quickly after this peak, right? The bears reappeared, slight peak again, and then the bears tore it down. Bears reappeared here on this peak, slightly up, and then torn down. And here we are with the slight peak, bears appearing. And now the question is, are they going to tear it down, or will the bulls take advantage of this and use this momentum to break through the 50-day moving average and end up here? But I just wanted to elaborate on that, how these peaks are being shown, and every time there's a new peak, it's at a newer low. And the chance of this having momentum and the potential this stock has, I mean, I see it. For all of you guys that are invested in it, I see potential in the stock due to the fact that it's an e-commerce and technology service, internet software service company. But um, the bulls are gonna have to come in strong. They're gonna have to come in strong to recover back to these highs and maybe even break above it. But right now, bears are definitely dominating this one. But I'd keep an eye on it, and we'll see how this continue to plays out, right? So let's zoom in here and see what the chart is showing us. So obviously the support was used here, which is great, and the bulls recovered slowly. There was a staircase effect here, right? And then the bears reappeared and leveled it off. But the good news is, as soon as they broke through resistance, they maintained themselves above it. And even though the bears came down and took a toll on it, they broke through resistance one time and then leveled off above it, using it as support. That's a good sign for now. We're gonna have to see if the bears take a toll on this and bring it down, or if the bulls maintain this and they can use this momentum, another staircase effect, to go up here and break through the 50-day moving average, which is going to be very significant on this becoming onto a bullish rally. It started here, it leveled off here, and could the momentum continue? That's the question. So let's move this to their new points and zoom in and see what will be important for us tomorrow. So the first point that's going to be significant is obviously the 50-day moving average. And that's 1471. If that gets broken through, the bulls still have to break through resistance and use it as support to start to work their way up above the 50-day moving average, much more into bullish territory. Excuse me, I can't believe I said that. Into bullish territory. But the 50-day moving average is not the resistance level. It's just one of the most significant because right now it's below the resistance level. And if that gets broken through, the bulls can be on their way to break through resistance, which is 1497, use it as support, and start to break through newer highs. And that can definitely turn this around. And as the bulls pull away further away from the 50-day moving average, they can start to be in much more dominant bullish territory to then say that they significantly are having much more control on the stock and especially on the chart. Now, this closed out at 1378. So the bulls really need to work on loading up on stocks and bringing this up. This leveled off very quietly. This was a steep bearish move, and then it leveled off very quietly. So there is control here for the bulls to go ahead and take advantage of this and load up on stocks to quickly start moving back up. And after the resistance level is broken through, they broke through the 50-day moving average. They're now on their way onto bullish territory. Use it as support, and they can start to work their way up. Now, on the other hand, the support level is 1339. If 1339 gets broken through, the bears are starting to show that they are gaining control, and they will maintain control on this stock because it's already below the 50-day moving average. And that's enough to show that the bears are in control. But breaking through that support definitely shows that the bears are on their way to pulling this further away from the 50-day moving average and bringing it to newer lows. So that's something I pay very close attention to, and see how it reacts. And if the bears do have it below the support level and start to work their way to newer lows, they are significantly having control over the chart and over the stock at the moment. Now, the bulls, if they want to turn that around, which is possible, and take advantage of the lows and the new price, they'll have to stock up on stocks anywhere here in this bearish territory and bring this one back up. But even if the bulls bring it back up, that's great for them and they'll level it off, but they'll have to break through the 50-day moving average before the bulls gain control and say that they can start to have a bullish run, and that they have turned this around and now it's in bullish territory. So until then, that would be great for the bulls to recover it from the lows that the bears are tearing them down towards, but they'll still be in bearish territory if they don't break through the 50-day moving average. So we'll have to see how this one goes. That was a good recovery for the bulls, but it was leveled off, and you can clearly see how as soon as the bears reappeared, they tried to appear here and the bulls took off. But as soon as they reappeared with strength, they leveled it off and still maintained it below the 50-day moving average. So we're going to have to see how it plays out tomorrow. As always, if you guys learned something new, subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button for me to let me know you watched this video. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to not only let me know you like this video, but that's sometimes the best way to give me feedback. If you have not taken the time or don't have the time to comment, that is the best way to tell me that you found this helpful and informative. So let's make some money, and thank you guys for watching.